With a population of about 36 million people, the Southeast is awash with stories. Every day on Southeast News, we tell the peculiar story of the Southeast and her people.
Our Southeast should be the Silicon Valley of Nigeria.
Their successes, achievements, and daily challenges. Do you have a Southeast story to share? Community achievements and challenges, completed and uncompleted projects, bad roads, water scarcity, erosion, flooding, insecurity, or even disagreements? Bring it on to Southeast News. On Southeast News, no story is too big or too small. Southeast News. Let's tell our story. Showing on Signature TV every weekday at 4 p.m. WAT, 1600 hours GMT.
Christians have been admonished to see themselves as ambassadors of Jesus Christ in their daily lives as a way of making positive impacts on the society. A Roman Catholic priest, Reverend Father John Mary Ibe, gave advice while preaching a sermon at a church service to mark the Ash Wednesday held at St. Joseph's Catholic Church, Thinkers Corner, Enugu, to mark the commencement of this year's period of Lent. Our correspondent Raymond Ken Mbata attended the church service and reports.
Ash Wednesday is a significant holy day in many Christian denominations, including the Catholics, Anglicans, Lutherans, and several other denominations. It marks the first day of Lent, which is a 6-week period of penitence and reflection leading up to Easter. On Ash Wednesday, many Christians attend special church services where they receive ashes on their foreheads, symbolizing repentance and mortality. The ashes are typically made from the palm branches of the previous year's Palm Sunday celebrations, which symbolize the fact that man is dust, and that unto dust he shall return. At St. Joseph Catholic Church, Thinkers Corner, Enugu, the resident priest, Reverend Father John Mary Ibe, reminded parishioners that the purpose of their creation is to serve God. This, he said, explains why there is a feeling of guilt when one goes astray. Father Ibe enjoined Christians to use this period of Lent to engage in deep introspection and reconcile with God as a sure guarantee for their salvation. He spoke to Signature TV on the significance of Ash Wednesday and other activities leading to Easter. A major highlight of the service was the application of ash on the foreheads of parishioners by the resident priest and sharing of Holy Communion to communicants.
Ash Wednesday reminds us that we are human beings, that we are mortals. It reminds us of our mortality, first of all. It also reminds us of the mourning we should have because we have sinned against God. That we mourn because we have sinned against God. That is what we say the people of Nineveh do. The Ninevites, when God told Jonah to go to them and preach to them, he preached to them. And they repented. And they wore sackcloths and daubed themselves with ashes. And it is a symbol of repentance, a symbol of humility, a symbol of, oh God, I have sinned and I repent, have mercy on me. And then, thus also ash is also a symbol of penance. Yes, just as I mentioned, the symbol of penance, to tell God, oh, this is me. Without you, I am nothing. So this does remind me that all I have is yours, and I tend to live as you want me to live. In other words, I'm asking you, have mercy on me, and then make me yours.
Parishioners also spoke on what was expected of Christians during the Lenten season.
In this Lenten season, every Christian should focus on, God, because whatever you do now, in future, God will bless you with it. Think about the way Jesus suffered for us, died for us, and resurrected.
The expectation of every Christian during this Ash Wednesday is that we shall live life of charity, prayer, and abstinence. We shall deal with love is the overall thing in Christian life. So whatever we are doing without love is nothing. We must have love of God and love of our humanity. Every Christian should love one another, no matter how small. Show charity to one another, and this is what gives God gladness.
Apart from marking the commencement of the 40-day period of fasting, it also ushers in a period for deep reflection on past deeds, abstinence from sinful behavior, seeking forgiveness of sins, and renewal of commitment to the faith. This year's Lent is coming few days after the commencement of Ramadan fast for Muslims. I am Raymond Ken Mbata, reporting for Signature TV.
Innocent Vehicle Manufacturer, Nigeria's indigenous automobile manufacturing company, has donated 4 vehicles comprising 2 pickup cars and 2 crossover vehicles to Enugu Security Trust Fund, ESTF. The Chief Executive Officer of the firm, Innocent Chukuma, made a donation at the Government House in Enugu on Wednesday. The Enugu State Government had on February 16 launched the ESTF, during which the fund raked in over 3 billion naira in physical and online donations. The company donated the 2 pickup vehicles and 2 crossover vehicles to enhance the fight of crime in Enugu State. Donating the vehicles, Innocent Boss commended Governor Peter Mba's administration for improved security and socio-economic infrastructure in the state. He noted that the administration had made Enugu increasingly conducive for investment, adding that manufacturers in the state were happy and willing to contribute their quota to support government efforts. Responding, Mba expressed gratitude to the company, promising to do more to continue to make Enugu State the premier destination for investments.
I come to support the Security Trust Fund as the governor is doing wonderful in Enugu State. And when I see it, I was marveled. I'm happy. Manufacturers here are now happy. Even the area that on the rainy season we can't enter. Today, everywhere is working. So I feel to come and support his Security Trust Fund so that everywhere will be well secure. Everybody will be happy. Because we industry, we that doing industry in Enugu, we are now happy from what we are seeing. And he promised a lot of things to happen here. Today, governor has promised me that in a short time, gas will be everywhere, available for the manufacturers. I brought this vehicle, looking here, to support the security, so that help him for what he's doing for the security.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I feel very excited as government. The Innocent is a core stakeholder in Enugu State, and he sees the value of investing in Enugu and doing business in Enugu. So we appreciate him greatly for giving the State Security Trust Fund, providing them with 2 pickup vehicles and 2 crossover vehicles. Also committing to put these vehicles into good use, and will continue to provide safe and secured environment.
Thank you. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it is prepared to conduct the November 8 governorship election in Anambra. The State Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC, Dr. Queen Agwu, made this known on Wednesday during an interactive session with journalists in Awka. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had scheduled the state governorship election for November 8 as one of the off-cycle polls in the nation's election calendar. Apart from the governorship election, 2 by-elections would also be conducted in Anambra State. The by-elections due to the demise of Senator Ifeanyi Ubah, who represented Anambra South Senatorial Zone, and to fill the vacant Onitsha North constituency seat in the State House of Assembly. The seat occupied by Justice Azuka of the Labour Party became vacant following his kidnap and murder by abductors. Agu noted that the 3 elections could not hold on the same day, insisted that the commission was ready for the elections. She charged the political parties and their candidates to keep to the electoral rules. The REC advised the political parties to start mobilizing, sensitizing their members and organizing their primaries. She assured the political parties and residents that the federal government will play its part by providing funds for INEC to conduct the elections. According to Agu, INEC will conduct transparent and credible elections in Anambra State. She lauded the media for maintaining a robust relationship with the commission since her arrival in the state as an INEC boss. That's the news for now, but don't forget, we're still tracking the story. And we'll be right back. Stay with us.
With a population of about 36 million people, the Southeast is awash with stories. Every day on Southeast News, we tell the peculiar story of the Southeast and her people.
Our Southeast should be the Silicon Valley of Nigeria.
Their successes, achievements, and daily challenges. Do you have a Southeast story to share? Community achievements and challenges, completed and uncompleted projects, bad roads, water scarcity, erosion, flooding, insecurity, or even disagreements? Bring it on to Southeast News. On Southeast News, no story is too big or too small. Southeast News. Let's tell our story. Showing on Signature TV every weekday at 4 p.m. WAT, 1600 hours GMT.
Every second, every minute, every pocket.
The story we are tracking, what is that story? It's a story of herders farmers clash. It's a story of people losing their lives and livelihoods. It's the story of women standing up to say enough is enough. It's a story of some form of allegations, and it is a story of women from Ehamufu today, being Thursday, protesting over the death of their loved ones and over the death of people they regard as those who should protect them. It is also the story and a protest of many of the men staying away from Ehamufu, which should be a place of safety, a place of peace. That is a story we're tracking on Southeast News today. And joining me in the studio is Augustine Ebe. Augustine, you're welcome to Southeast News.
Thank you very much.
Augustine, from our early conversations, what can you tell us concerning today's protest and a little bit background leading to what is happening today? because we're still going to join someone who was at the scene of the protest.
Okay, thank you, sir. The protest actually started 2 days back. I think this is the 3rd day of the protest. The women of Ihamufu, the mothers.
Oh, I forgot one information that's very vital. Osinebe is from Ihamufu. So you can continue.
Okay, yeah. The women who are mothers from Ihamufu became very concerned about clashes that have been going on, suspected herdsmen and farmers clashing and killing people in their hundreds. So the women decided enough is enough, and then they decided to let the world know that they are being killed, maimed, raped in the farms. You will recall that the one that happened recently, just this year, houses were burnt, people were killed overnight in border town between Enugu and Ebonyi State. Some actually happened inside the Ihamufu and the others in Ebonyi. So these suspected herdsmen have been harassing this land because Ihamufu is a border town. You know, they just come from places, harass the people, and then go away.
And as the people then go away to where?
That's the funny thing. Go away to where? Because when His Excellency Dr. Peter Mbah came on stream as the governor of Enugu State, he quickly started a road construction from the town, Ihamufu, to one of the farm settlements, you know, that has border between Ebonyi and Benue State. And then said they were going to take a farm settlement, a government farm settlement there, and station some military people at the place. So there was supposed to be military personnel, maybe a joint task force, parading the place. So it's unfortunate that even with the presence of all of this, these people will come and operate and go free. Nobody seems to be there to stop them. So that's why I say they come, operate, and they go away.
Let's take a bit of the natural sounds from the protest earlier today. When there is a crisis, data shows that women and children suffer more. So is there any plan by the people within the locality, the different communities that make up Ihamufu, to find a way to resolve this issue, whatever is causing it, and also protect the women and children? Because some of the placards we saw shows the women talking about protecting their men and their children.
Yes, you know, it's not new in Nigeria. Everybody, every youth, every young person, both male and female, wants to go and look for greener pastures. So most of the time you find women, aged men and children in the villages, and they are the ones who are the peasant farmers. Now when the able-bodied young men are not there, this, do I call them marauders or what? When they come and see that there's nobody to protect these women and aged people, they have their free will. What can the people do to protect themselves? The people you're protecting, you're going to protect yourselves from are moving with AK-45, AK-47. How are you going to protect yourselves from them? So it is the duty of the government. If something meaningful has to be done, the government have to go away from rhetorics. They need to actually do something about this. And it's not just talking or giving people money. You're giving me money, and people are coming to come and kill me and my people. What's the essence of the money? It's really nothing. And for goodness sake, cattle that people are fighting for. I go borrow money, and I plant. I make my farm. Most times these monies that I borrowed come with interest. Now I borrow the money, I plant. After paying men and planting, you bring your cattle to come and eat up what I have planted. And then when I say, settle me for what your cattle have eaten, you want to give me 5,000 naira. Well, I have spent about 600,000 naira. So I should not talk. Our governments really, really need to call stakeholders together and talk about this thing. The malams, the cattle rearers, they are leaders. People in government, politicians, community leaders, they really need to come and sit down and let a holistic attitude be used in solving this. If it is just lip service, they will keep killing the people.
Okay, we'll take a break with you, Austin. And we'll just take a very short break. And when we return, we'll be going to someone who was at the protest. Stay with us.
Every second, every minute, every day. News.
With a population of about 36 million people, the Southeast is awash with stories. Every day on Southeast News, we tell the peculiar story of the Southeast and her people.
Our Southeast should be the Silicon Valley of Nigeria.
Their successes, achievements, and daily challenges. Do you have a Southeast story to share? Community achievements and challenges, completed and uncompleted projects, bad roads, water scarcity, erosion, flooding, insecurity, or even disagreements? Bring it on to Southeast News. On Southeast News, no story is too big or too small. Southeast News. Let's tell our story. Showing on Signature TV every weekday at 4 p.m. WAT, 1600 hours GMT.
It's called today, sir.
Okay.
All right. I did say that I'll tell you about someone that went and covered the event. He is a journalist and is willing to tell us about it. AGK is a journalist, and AGK would let us into how we got there, what he saw, and how I'm calling him now because we couldn't get him on Zoom, so that he will now let us into the protest proper. From the conversation so far. Hello, AGK. All right. I was just letting people know.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right.
So, AGK, how are you today?
Yes.
All right. AGK is a journalist and he works with Arise News, and he was at a protest and is willing to tell us what he saw when he got to Ehamufu.
All right. Okay, just this morning, at about 7 a.m., the women of Ehamufu and issues or local government area of Ebonyi State came out in their numbers to protest the alleged killing of innocent people by Fulani headers. They said that this crisis has been on for more than 5 years. Almost all the government facilities were shut down, schools, including Federal College of Education and Hamufu, activities. If you have been to that place before, I said that road leads to Obola for where you can connect to Abuja. But as of today, there was no movement through that area as a whole. So the protest lasted for about 4 hours until when I heard that some government personnel were coming to address them. Now they also said that one of their grievances was that as at yesterday they protested to the local government, where the local government chairman went on air to claim that their protest was politically motivated. So with such statements, they came out today to tell him that their protest is not politically motivated, that they are agitating that the herders should leave their community, that they never share boundary with Fulani herdsmen, that the only state that they have common boundary with is Ebonyi State and Benue State. That was the situation, sir.
All right then. So, apart from them saying the local government chairman did say that the protest for the previous day was sponsored, what would you say were some of their grievances, apart from the ones that we've seen so far, talking about the men and women being killed or raped?
Okay, one of the things they said is that a lady that literally was raped by 3 herders, and after raping the lady, they also inserted their stick on her private parts. And as at yesterday, one graduate from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, the only child of his parents, went to the farm and he was killed, and his sex organ was mutilated. At the point, they thought it was a ritualist, but an eyewitness came and testified that it was Hedas that killed him. So, and they also even attempted to force me to go to the mortuary to confirm that these bodies, because they are the documented bodies that were killed by the suspected herders. So they also wanted me to go to the mortuary to confirm it. So those are the things they articulated that formed the protest.
Now, 5 years down the line, Austin Ebe is here with me. He's in the studio with me. And one of the questions I asked is,
Can you come again? The line is breaking. I can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me now?
Better.
Okay. I said, Austin Ebe is here in the studio with me. He is from Ehamufu, and one of the questions I asked him is, what efforts have they been doing, like to form a protection wall or something around the people who are there? And if this...
They said in the security aspect, they also alleged that the military presence there never protected them. Now what the military does is, as soon as they hear that there's a killing, they are the one that usually go to the farm area to bring the cops. But when it comes to protection, in fact, that there was a time some persons came with helicopter and military uniform. The community, relaxed, thinking that it is just Nigerian military. They never knew that it was suspected headers, and they launched an attack on them.
So, so this appears to be an allegation that the security agencies are complicit.
I don't know if you can call me back.
I'll definitely do that. I'll definitely do that now.
I can't hear you anymore.
Okay. We'll leave you with some natural sounds so that you can understand what we're saying. And then I'll get back to AJK.
Every second, every minute, every
What you're saying. What were we saying? AGK was saying something, and we had a very poor connection, so he had to go, and we had to call him back. Between AGK and Austin, I want to say this. Is there any way that the security agencies cannot be in the picture? Because from what Austin says and what you say, AGK, there is this strong allegation that there seems to be a connivance with security agencies. AGK, let me start with you.
Okay. Well, the thing is, the locals there believe strongly that the security operatives there are being sponsored not to respond when they are being attacked, as they alleged anyways. So But however, they also resort to their own internal security, because when I was on my way going to that place, I passed about 5 security checkpoints, and they are all local vigilantes. Most of them are hunters. So I believe that there might have been 1 or 2 bad eggs in the security system that makes it to break through.
Okay. Because the last time we had this sort of situation, that was more of in Ebonyi State. That was early January. About January 19, we heard that it was the locals that perpetrated the crime.
Yes.
But we're still waiting for the police, who said they were investigating. Now, I would have thought that if the security agencies could not provide security, the locals should be able to do that. Austin, why are they not doing that?
Like Mr. HK just said, there are local vigilantes with Dane guns, and the headers have AK-45 or AK-47. Please, what can they do? There's little or nothing they can do. When you shoot one, and the person shoots about 6 rounds, what can you do? So even if you have 10 or 20 or 30 men, the vigilantes, and then you have 1 man or 2 men who have AK-45 or AK-47, as the case may be, what can you do? And then, like you said, some bad eggs. Maybe the local patrol people have been infiltrated with 1 or 2 million naira. People are bought over with the situation in Nigeria today. So the situation is getting worse and bad by the day. Even when the government wants to come into it, there are so many things you need to separate for you to get.
Such as what and what?
Yeah, like fishing out bad eggs. People who get money from people outside to attack their own people. Like, yes, the Ebonyi case. We saw videos of people who were paid to come and kill their own people. So the story is just keep getting messy.
Okay, AGK. All right. Now, looking at this situation, if a solution is not proffered, the headers farmers clash will not go away. Amufu will be part of history, forgotten history, not just part of history, but a forgotten history. How? Because if you notice, some of the placards carried "Our husbands and children are worth more than money. They are worth more than cows." And if nothing is done to sort it out, you discover that at the end of the day, you'll have more widows and more women concerned about what they couldn't do to save the lives of their husbands and children. So how can we get to the bottom of this to begin to find solutions? Why I'm asking this question is because you were on ground and there were some things you could have heard that may show the way forward to a possible solution. While we await, because you did say that there was representative of the government that came to address the people. So while we await to find out what that conversation was all about, how can we move forward to proffer solutions?
Okay, moving forward, because from all reliable source within that area, they also indicted the local government chairman that he was the one who collected 200 billion from the headers and allowed them to operate without providing security for the community. And they also indicted the governor. In fact, at the point, they said that if Enugu state government cannot protect them, that they will find a way to now reintegrate to Ebonyi State and become Ebonyi State citizens, so that the Ebonyi State government will now give them protection they deserve. So I think moving forward, the government of Enugu State should, as a matter of urgent, provide internal security to support military and police. In fact, to show you the level of disappointment the community has on Nigerian police and military, when they came to stop them, the women chased them away. They say, "We don't want you people." So for me, I think that Enugu State government should beef up security in that area, because that local government is the local government that produces the largest food produce in Enugu State. In fact, after Ebonyi State, you now mention Hamufu when it comes to farm produce. That's my take.
Okay, I think I like your take, but the threat to move over to Ebonyi, for me, I'm looking at it from a positive light. Is it not also possible for Enugu State government to liaise with Ebonyi State government? Because we are talking of a border community where they can have joint patrols to secure that axis. Is it not possible?
Well, I also inquired that from them, but they also remind me of the road construction when the past governor of Ebonyi State, who is now the Minister of Works, wanted to construct the road that bordered Ebonyi State and Enugu State to cross it down to where they have Federal College of Education. Yes, but the Enugu State government objected to that. So maybe they may be, when it comes to Joint Security Task Force, the two states may not have an agreement. I wouldn't know, but considering the fact that the two governors are not from the same political party, I know how this country is, everything they politicize it.
Yeah, but we are talking about humanity. We are talking about lives. We are talking about people. This is beyond politics.
Even as we talk about life, the local government chairman is also on air saying that those protesters are politically motivated, that their claims are wrong. But we are talking about life.
Okay, AGK, so at what point will we begin to see the light at the dark end of the tunnel so that we can push away all these issues that seem to be drawing us backwards? Because the issue of the allegation that the security agencies are compromised, the allegation that the local vigilantes may also be compromised, the issue of the local government chairman trying to factionalize the protest to make it appear as if one group is sponsoring that protest when nothing is happening. How can we move forward? I've asked you this before and you gave me some answers. I think I need more.
I just believe that with the media attention that today's protest received, because some of the locals also believe that their representatives never relayed their challenge to the governor. Now, but with this protest, they are also expressing confidence that the government will do something, because at this time, since more media are interested in carrying the protest, that the government of Enugu State will get to know about their plight and do something about it.
All right, thank you very much, AGK Ikele. It's been my pleasure having you on. Thank you again. AGK is of the Arise News. Thank you again, AGK. It's been my pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
All right, then. Now, Austin, we're about rounding off. It occurred to me that being from Ehamufu, you have an advantage. And I would love a situation where that advantage can somehow play out. AGK just mentioned that now that the media searchlight is on this protest, so many issues are coming up, which creates that opportunity for stakeholders not only to meet, but to sit down at a table and begin to look for reconciliation and peace, and a way of providing security for those in Ehamufu. What's your take?
Okay. There's a statement that is becoming common in Nigeria that when terrorism or crime, criminal activities happens once, twice, 3 times, and it is not stopped, that means somebody in government is behind it. Or
That's an
no.
allegation.
It's not an allegation. Because how can, for goodness sake, how can the chairman say what he said, that the protest was politically motivated, that some people paid for it? Okay, even if somebody paid for it, what they are saying, is it not the truth? Are people not being killed in Ehamufu? I mean, how can you say that? The chairman is supposed to represent the Ehamufu people. He's supposed to meet the Excellency, Dr. Peter Mbah, to tell him, my people are being killed. And please, I want to make an appeal to Dr. Peter Mbah. Sir, you set up a monitoring department in the state's, in the government house, and gave police and other security agencies cars with AI cameras. Why wouldn't you please take those vehicles with cameras to the border town, to Ehamufu, to Ngbede, where your people commissioners have gone to? Why don't they take those vehicles to the place and mount there? Let the military people who are there have these cameras so that they relay messages or visuals to the control center. If these things are not being sponsored, sir, you can do this thing to save lives in Ehamufu, even if though you're not from Ehamufu, but then you're close to Ehamufu. So the plight of the Ehamufu people should be one of the uppermost things in your mind that you want to stop. So, as a last word to say, for people to be saying that this are motivated by people, that they are paid, is wrong. It's a wrong thing to say. Rather, we should be looking for solution. And this solution should be, let the government call stakeholders, the community people, politicians, those in government, and the leaders of the cattle rearers. We are not saying they should not rear their cattle. After all, we ply our trade in other places, in Zamfara, in Sokoto, in Kebbi. But no Igbo man is known to be a terrorist over there. Why should they come to Enugu State to come and terrorize Enugu people?
Thank you very much, Austin Ebe, for coming on to Southeast News. And I told you that's the story we're tracking. And we're still tracking it, and definitely we'll give you more updates as they occur. Barik Mado was my name. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Southeast News.